Give me all you've got. If you're prepared to break the silence, I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down on my knees and I may fall as I'm so close to the edge.
How are we all? Welcome back to Turf Moorhouse TV, and we are bringing you a live watch-along of Manchester City versus Arsenal, an all-out Premier League clash, but not in the Premier League. As you can see, it's in the FA Cup. It is FA Cup weekend, and we will be bringing you some of the FA Cup games falling on this week. If you're wondering, Dan, why you got this, like, bandage on your head? It's not a bandage, it's just a beanie hat, and I've got my coat on. I've literally just rushed back and just started going live straight away, so it is what it is. It's just one of them things. Please do show your support, really do appreciate it. Come and stay with us for the journey. We will be covering this game over the weekend. As I say, tomorrow, myself, Kate, and the kids are all off to go see Ipswich versus Burnley tomorrow afternoon. So we shall be there tomorrow. However, you should join us on Sunday. We will be here on Sunday, where we will be also doing a watch along for Brighton versus Liverpool. Then we will be covering Wrexham Sheffield United as well at 4:30 on Sunday. And Monday night, we will bring you Derby County against West Ham, which again should be a very good fixture. I'm looking forward to it, especially the Liverpool one. I've got Doug, who's a Liverpool fan, joining me for that. So it should be all round a good weekend, especially if Burnley win. Let's hope for that anyway. Hope everyone is well. Thank you to everyone who's supported the channel so far. I really do appreciate it. But it is Friday night, and yeah, some football on the old BBC BBC RTV. What am I on about? It is on RTV. So let's have a look at the teams, and we'll have another look at them closer to kick-off as well. Starting with the home side, Manchester City. Stefan Ortega starts in goal. Youngster Rico Lewis plays at right back. John Stones, Akanji, and Nathan Ake play as well, alongside Rico Lewis in that back four. Nathan Ake playing at left back. Ilkay Gundogan and Rodri playing in that defensive two. In that midfield defensive two, sorry. Riyad Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, and Jack Grealish are playing with Erling Haaland leading the attack in the 4-2-3-1 formation for the home side. The away side, however, are playing a 4-3-3, and again, heavily rotated. Matt Turner, who had some heroics in the World Cup out in Qatar, he starts for Arsenal. Tomiyasu plays right back. Rob Holding and Gabriel play at the centre-back, with Kieran Tierney on the left. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, and Fabio Vieira play in that midfield three, with Bukayo Saka, Eddie Nketiah, and new signing of the window for Arsenal, Trossard, formerly of Brighton and Hove Albion. He starts on the left. Substitutes for both teams, starting with the home side: Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Calvin Phillips, João Cancelo, Emerick Laporte, Julian Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Edison, and youngster Cole Palmer. For Arsenal, there is Aaron Ramsdale, Ben White, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli, William Saliba, Jakub Kivior, who I'm guessing is part of the youth system at the Gunners Youth Academy. Albert Sambi-Lokonga, Marquinhos, and Alexander Zinchenko. This is at the Etihad, Get your predictions in. Let us know who you think is going to win this one. It should be a good game by all accounts. So, yeah, please do join us. Please do join us. Get them predictions in and let us know what you think. Looking at it, some of the stats to go along with this game. Manchester City have won 13 of their 16 meetings with Arsenal in all competitions under Pep Guardiola, only drawing 1 and losing 2, but only beating Burnley more since the Spaniard took charge. Yes, I will even throw digs at my own club in there. However, both defeats in that run have come in the FA Cup. Arsenal have won their last 4 FA Cup games against Manchester City. They've reached the final every time they've eliminated the Citizens, winning the trophy on their last 3 occasions in 1971, 2017 and 2020. Man City have won their last 9 home matches in the FA Cup, scoring at least 3 goals in every win and 40 goals in total, which is ridiculous. The only other team to have won 9 home games in a row while scoring 3+ goals in an FA Cup history is them dirty, unwashed lot down the M65, Blackburn Rovers, between 81 and 85. It was so long ago. I mean, Burnley had only just been formed as a club in between those years. I mean, yeah, like we even needed to read that one, to be fair. If I'd have pre-read it or proofread it, I wouldn't have put that one in. Arsenal lost their last FA Cup match against the fellow Premier League side 1-0 at Southampton in 2020-21, again in the 4th round. They've not lost consecutive such meetings in the competition since January 2010, which was against Stoke, and March 2011 against Manchester United. Mahrez has been involved in 7 goals in his last 5 FA Cup appearances for Man City, 6 goals and 1 assist, and has netted a brace in each of his last 2 games at the Etihad, against Fulham last February and Chelsea in this season's 3rd round. These 2 Premier League sides together for their first meeting of the season, with 5 points separating them in the table in the Premier League. Arsenal hold the advantage there, and they obviously come into this game on the back of a 7-match unbeaten run in all competitions. So it's going to be a tough one at the Etihad. It really, really is. And it should make for a very, very good game. As I say, get your predictions in. Let us know how you think it's going to go, and we will bring you the game when it starts. What have you guys got planned for the weekend? Are you off to any games as well? Players are coming out onto the pitch for a little bit of the subs are coming out, and I think the first team players are now in the tunnel as well, ready to make their way onto the pitch. Captain Granit Xhaka of Arsenal looking very happy. It looks focused and looks ready. A resurgent Granit Xhaka, shall we say. I mean, in the summer, he looks set to be leaving Arsenal, but he's just found another level for the Gunners. Aaron Ramsdale is on the bench, as we know. He's been in fine form for Arsenal. He's on the bench for them today. And, I'm surprised both teams have rotated. I can understand why, but I don't know how this game's going to pan out, I really don't, because it's... How do I put it? Arsenal will want to keep momentum going for the Premier League. Manchester City will obviously be wanting to chase that as well and try and dent Arsenal's advantage at the top. But as I say, both teams now in the tunnel, and hopefully should be a good game. Anthony's in the chat. He says, big up Bubba Ray Dudley, in for a good game. Cheeky get. Hope you're well. I mean, if you're free, Anthony, come join in. I'll send you the link. You can come on, mate. I might be a bit in front of you, but let us know in the chat if you fancy it, and I'll fire the link over. It should be fine by all accounts. So fire away, mate. Fire away. Let us know in the chat, pal, if you're still in anyway. Tell you what, these players have been stood in the tunnel a long time. And the tunnel at Manchester City as well, it's a strange one. Like the glass at the side, it all looks like mirrored glass, but it's not. There's actually fans either side of the dugout that can see the players They can actually see the players stood there right now, scratching their arse, picking the belly button, whatever they're doing. Fans that have paid extortionate amounts, I'm guessing, will be able to see them doing whatever they need to do. But the Etihad looks like it's actually got some fans in for a change as well, which should be fun. Should be fun indeed. But I don't know whether Anthony's still in or not. Let us know, Anthony, mate, hopefully, anyway, and we'll see. Players making their way. Erling Haaland. What's everyone made of Erling Haaland? He's gone a little bit quiet, hasn't he, since the start? Started really well, banging them in for fun. He's dropped off just a little bit. Don't take the quality away from him, though. Even though he's dropped off, I think you can't really say... I don't know. Maybe I've used the wrong terminology there. You can't take him off the pitch. That's the problem. Because just one flash of magic, one moment of brilliance, and he's... You know, he can change the game big time. Let's just see what's happening here. What is happening here? So we may have a guest joining us. Funnily enough, maybe from the red side of Manchester. We may have a fan from the red side of Manchester who probably couldn't give a shit who wins this game, to be honest. But I'm sure he'll give us a good input anyway. Our good American friend Connor, if he can come in, which should be good. However, I've not asked you something. There's one thing I forgot to ask you. In fact, there's a few things I forgot to ask you, if you so could. Please, could you all, I know there's not many in, and I'm guessing there'll be a lot of people covering this game because it is Man City Arsenal, so there will be a lot of YouTubers and football podcasters covering this. But if you could, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when we next go live, as I say, which will be covering some more of the FA Cup over the coming days. So do join us for that. We are on social media as well. We are on social media, so please, please, please do check us out on there. Like I say, I don't know whether Connor will be joining us. He has seen it, so whether he's getting himself all prepped, got himself into makeup and trying to get ready, we will see. But Pep's emerged from the tunnel. The master and the apprentice facing off against each other. As we remember, Mikel Arteta was Pep Guardiola's right-hand man at one point. But now pitting their wits against each other. Should be a fine game. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Fingers crossed Connor's joining us. I'm not sure if he is. So let's just find out what he's doing. He is. He's here. He's here. He's there. Is everybody where? Empty seats. Now, to be fair, the Etihad actually looks like it's got people in for a while. Anyhow, I'll bring Connor in just a moment. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, you can find us on socials. And yeah, this is the place you can find us. Well, I don't think I timed that right, did I? I mean, I didn't even sort my camera out, so I'm middle at screen. So that's
all good. How's it going, mate?
I'm all right. Apart from sitting here and me caught me out, because as soon as I walk through the door, I'm like, shit, I've got to go live. So I haven't even had time to take my coat off or out. But the game is underway, by the way, people. The game is underway. So let me change that at the bottom of the screen. So it does say the latest score, which obviously starts 0-0. Every game starts 0-0. What am I on about? Just to run through the teams for anybody that's just come in, starting with the home side, Stefan Ortega starts in goal. Rico Lewis plays right back with John Stones and Akanji in the centre. Nathan Ake playing on the left. Rodrigo and Gundogan are playing in that midfield defensive two, with the three players playing just behind the striker in Mahrez, Grealish, and De Bruyne. Haaland leads the line for Manchester City. For Arsenal, Matt Turner, who had heroic, as I said, he's an American as well, so Connor's got a foot in that camp. Matt Turner obviously starts in goal. Tomiyasu plays right back. Rob Holding and Gabriel Sarters, or Gabriel, however you want to pronounce it, play centre back with Kieran Tierney on the left. Xhaka and Thomas Partey play in midfield three with Fabio Vieira, and the front three of Bakayo Saka, Eddie Nketiah, and new January signing Trossard, formerly of Brighton and Hove Albion. Looking forward to this one, or sort of just riding the wave a bit of football on a Friday night for you, Connor?
You know what? I was like, oh, we have some football. I might as well watch it. It's kind of fun because with the Arsenal team, as much as I fucking hate them, they have three guys that all represent my nationalities. Because you have Turner the American, you have Tierney the Scot, and then you have Xhaka the Swiss. So representation on every level except for the forwards. But you can kind of tell how each team is treating this game by their starting lineup. I don't think City's too worried about getting an FA Cup this year. I think if they advance, they're going to be thrilled. But
I don't know. For me, I think City should have more of an incentive to go and win the cup, because at the moment it doesn't look like they're going to be entertaining the league position anytime soon.
I think it's Pep fully believes that there's still a chance to get the league because they are only 5 points back.
Well,
there
is that.
So he's resting. He's put out a squad where there's a lot of talent in it. There's a lot of experience and a lot of showing that this is a competition team. But he's smart enough to know that all of his big guns that aren't in are all on the bench waiting. So I think this is one where he doesn't want to have a major player get an injury. I don't think Haaland goes the full 90.
No, I don't think he will.
Their next game's Tottenham.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not having 90 minutes then.
So you're going to see, I think what he wants to do is give 30 to 60 minutes max to all of his big guns, Haaland, Rodri. I think especially if they're losing, I think we'll see Cancelo, we'll see Diaz or Lapuerte. But I think what he's doing is he's put out a team where there's the talent here to get a lead and possibly win this on their own. But if he can come get a draw, then he's got the firepower on the bench to bring him on without having any of his big stars play a full 90 minutes before Spurs.
I mean, this may be a bit of a stupid question to ask a United supporter, but if you had to pick a winner, who you going for that makes it through to the fifth round?
I'd say Arsenal. And the only reason is because I'd rather have City win the Prem. Because with City, it's just, fuck it. I guess they've won another one. What a surprise. But if Arsenal wins the fucking, God, it's going to be fucking unbearable. It's going to be unbearable to Twitter. I'm going to have to take a complete break from Twitter for about a year. Because if they win the Prem, they're fucking.
Oh, what a shot!
The fans of Arsenal fans are unbearable. Can you imagine AFTV? If they win the Prem, can you imagine the Prem?
I've not thought about that. But now that you've said it, I'm like.
Can you imagine Ty? We have to deal with Ty on AFTV for a year if they win the Prem.
Nah.
I'm sorry, but I'm just with City. It's just another fucking Prem win for them. Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
But if it's Arsenal, it's going to be unbearable for the next season. And you're coming up. I mean, Burnley's coming up. I'm sorry, you guys have fucking smashed it. Well on to Vincent Kompany. Like, I've just a shout out to Burnley, who is absolutely. I mean, we smashed you guys in the cup, but you guys have a very, very good team. I like the signing you just brought in. I think he's going to do well. I honestly think you guys finish on 102 points.
Reckon?
I reckon you guys just get over the line. I think final day you're on 99. You get a win to go to 102 because this
Well, we've
team.
got Cardiff on the last day, and Cardiff could still be fighting to stay in the division. So
I don't
it could
think they
be a
have the
really
talent.
hard game.
I don't think they have the talent to do anything, though. I don't care if you're fighting this
No,
Burnley
true.
team. This Burnley team is really good, and with the players you have right now, up and down the line, you're coming back up. It's not a question. You're winning the league. It's not gonna. No one's gonna catch you unless you get it. Unless you pull a Juventus and you get a point.
Sorry, I'm good. I just need to stop you there because you've just said that we're winning the league. Now, every other club in the Championship seems to be calling us Parachute Payment FC. You know, when you come straight down, you don't even receive a parachute payment straight away.
Yeah.
And if you do, you get it in 3 installments. And if you go back up, then your last 2 installments end up being shared out amongst other clubs.
Yeah.
So if anything,
They want you
we've
guys.
not
They
even
should want you to
that.
win. They should
Yeah.
want you to win because they're going to get the fucking cash.
Exactly.
But for me, Burnley's they're heading to. I mean, the signings you guys made to kind of deal with a lot of good players leaving. You want to, you want to
Some of these players that we've brought in, I'm like,
you want a blueprint for I'm going to lose a bunch of players that are very important to the team, and I'm still going to make this team a team that's going right back up. I mean, you lose both your starting center backs. You lose Tarkowski and Ben Mee.
Yeah.
You lose your starting goalie and Nick, and and a guy who's Nick Pope, who kept you alive a lot of the time.
Yeah, definitely.
And you replace every position you lose. Wout Weghorst, doesn't want to go and play the championship, so you have to loan him out. So you bring in Benson, I think it is. And every single signing meant something, replaced them well, has sorted into the side, and has made this team a very scary. I don't think, honestly, if you guys come back up, I don't see you guys going back down. You guys are Burnley are annoying little twats. You guys are going to come back up, stay up for another 4 or 5 years, and it's going to be annoying the hell out of everybody. But company's shown that he is a way better manager than a lot of the former men. I mean, I honestly put him above Lampard and Gerrard as a better manager because what he's been able to do with this Burnley side is phenomenal. And I don't think it's going to stop when you guys come to the Prem. I think it's going to just get better because I think once you're back in the Prem, you have a little bit more pull again. It's hard to have pull. You have a little bit of pull saying, hey, we just got relegated to the championship, but we just got relegated to the championship. We're not a championship side. We're a team that's probably going to go right. So you have a little bit of pull, but going back up, you're like, we just won the championship. We're back in the Prem. And you have a good base. I don't think you lose any players at the end of this year. I think you're pretty much going to keep everybody. I will ask, how's Breyer doing, the center back? Because we loaned him.
Jordan Breyer has been absolutely. We want to sign him permanently.
For me, it sucks because I could see that honestly happening.
He is an absolute beast, absolute beast.
But I'm saying, like, if you sign him, from there it's really okay. Just improving. There's no replacing.
No.
And I know we've that was an interesting bicycle kick. But I don't see you guys really losing anybody like you did. And I know Eric Ten Hag and Weghorst himself has said he wants to stay at United past June. But I see it being a difficult one because he's going to have to perform for us. And we've already heard companies say, I really want him back. We've already heard Weghorst say, we've already heard companies say, if we go to the Prem, which you guys are going to, you're going to want him there because getting him back and having Weghorst.
He's a different sort of striker as well to what we.
He's different gravy. And a lot of United fans are like, well, he finally fucking scored. He's finally shown that he's useful. And I'm like, are you kidding me? In the first 2 games he played for us, he did exactly what we needed in a striker. Big guy, physical. His hold-up play was incredible. I don't know if you heard what he did during Nottingham Forest.
He's shit with his head. He's dog shit with his head for a 6'6" player. He's awful, but ball to feet and finding a pass. Phenomenal.
You know that he completed every single pass against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
He didn't put a single pass wrong, and some of his passes were little flicks and little give and goes. He didn't put a single pass wrong. His hold-up play is phenomenal. His counter-pressing is extraordinary. For a big guy who's not got a ton of pace, his counter-pressing is absolutely spot on. I feel like I'm crazy sometimes and then I get proven right. And sometimes, like Jeremy Clarkson, my genius it's frightening at times because I talk about Weghorst on and on and on. He goes to Burnley, does okay. Goes to Besiktas, lights up the league, and has now come to us, already scored, doing exactly what we want. I don't know if you've heard Sander Berg apparently is going to be going to. I've been calling for him for 2 years as a guy who can come and do a Premier League side. I feel like, but if you keep him, I think it's scary for the league because there's no way you guys go back down if you keep, because company said that you're going to need to replace him if he doesn't come back. But if he comes back and you have him next year, you don't need to spend on a striker. That's like a new signing, having someone come back from loan.
Yeah, I've always said, even when we loaned him out, that I'd love to see what he can achieve under under company's management. But I suppose we will see. We will see in time. The missus is in. She says hi to yourself from downstairs to upstairs, since you're only up there. Jeff's in the building. Hope you're well. Says hi guys, watching live here in the Philippines, going for an Arsenal 2-1 win. I'm going to ask you about Sean Dyche at halftime as well, Connor, because obviously linked with the Everton job. I'm guessing should be probably formally announced.
I really hope he doesn't get it. I really hope he doesn't get it. And there's only one reason why. Because that bald ginger twat will keep them fucking up.
That's what everybody said. Like, I really want Dash to do well. I just want Everton to get relegated.
They need to go down still, and then he can do well and bring him right back up. But for once, he needs to fucking, he's such an annoying little twat because he literally has this magical ability. He's he's like Harry Potter. He's got his fucking wand. I don't know where he has that wand because fucking hell, but he magically he kept Burnley up for years past their expiration date.
Yeah, definitely did. Definitely did.
You guys are still up. And he's going to do the same. If he's coming in January where he still can make a few signings and implement his philosophy, he'll find a way to keep him up. And it's going to be so annoying because I have a feeling that means Leeds will go down, and I really don't want Leeds to go down. I fucking hate Leeds. Let's get one thing straight. But there's about to be a third American on Leeds, and I don't want to see
McKenna.
Yeah, so there's about to be 3 Americans and a coach, and then they just brought an American assistant manager to be an assistant coach to Jesse March, and I'm just like,
I'm surprised Leeds haven't tried tapping up Ted Lasso yet.
You think at this point, fucking hell.
Why not? Probably give him a game.
Might as well.
Rich is in the building. Hope you're well, Rich. Mr. Rich from Rich Sports. Hope you are well. Big up to your bad self. What's up? Richie Rich.
Speaking of the Americans, I don't know if you've heard all the buzz that's going around our national team right now. There's news every other day now with us over here in the U.S. with our national team.
Oh, Rich says here, Sanderberg suddenly in demand. Shout out to Connor for getting in 2 years early.
I know what I'm talking about. People get so surprised when what my takes actually end up being pretty good. But I don't know if you've heard. So there's been 4 things that have happened. Our manager's out, of course. Our sporting director just left, and he's gone to PSV. Our general manager got fired. And then we are now hosting Copa America.
Wow.
Yeah, so USA has a possible. We are going to be in and hosting. We're going to be in and hosting the Copa America. So that means in 2024 we get to practice for the World Cup by playing Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, all the big teams. I don't think we're going to win much of them.
No.
But what a chance it is to, instead of warming up for the World Cup with Jamaica, El Salvador, Costa Rica, we get to warm up with Brazil. We get to warm up with Uruguay, Chile, even the teams that might not make it, even Peru.
Yeah.
We get the chance to go against those kind of teams, and that's such a big difference in quality. When you get to face that quality before you get to the World Cup, it's such a huge thing.
No, that's true. Anthony says here, being the Arsenal support, he says, Connor, do you think Turner will have a good game tonight?
I always think he's going to have a good game. I'm a biased person through and through. Whenever one of my national team players is playing, I'm always looking for them to have a good game. And with Matt Turner, I knew he was a talent in the MLS. I was happy to see him finally get a Premier League move. Was I happy he went to Arsenal? Absolutely not. I was pissed. But he deserved that move because he was one of the best keepers in the MLS. And every time he's played for Arsenal, he's played well. So it's another good game for him tonight. I could honestly see him keeping a clean sheet.
Oh, we will find out. 15 minutes on the clock. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, still 0-0. There has been the odd flutter of chances, but nothing concrete as yet. Arsenal seeing a good spell of the ball. There was a chance early on for Erling Haaland, who tried to cheekily bicycle kick it over Turner, who had come quite far out off his line. But nothing came of it. Tomiyasu cleared it before it even went anywhere near the goal, to be fair. Arsenal have a throw-in taken now. Kieran Tierney plays it back to Gabriel. They've had to go all the way back. Rob Holding has it. He's been touted with a move in this window, but will he stay at Arsenal? Manchester City intercept. I mean, what have you made of Manchester City this season? Or even the teams in the Premier League in general, because a lot of people are saying the Premier League has been a little bit naff this year.
It's been a weird simulation, I will say. If this is a simulation, it's a really fucking. There's a virus in the system because it's been a weird.
United doing well. What's all that about?
It's Arsenal top of the league. City's off the pace and has been knocked out of the multiple cups. United
steps into a time machine.
Yeah, United's doing well, even though we were supposed to be absolute dog shite. But we still, I think with United, it's great, but we still see that we don't have the depth we need to. That's why I think it's going to be a little bit. And we have 10 games in 32 days. So we average about a game every 3 days this next month.
Wow.
That's going to be difficult, and we don't have the depth for it. So I think it's going to be interesting. But you have Fulham up there in the top.
Yeah.
Fulham's in Europe right now. Fulham's in Europe. Newcastle's fighting for the title at this point, possibly at least top 4. You have Liverpool and Chelsea being the most mid teams on the planet, while Chelsea's spending about $400 million, every other day. This just seems like this weird simulation where I'm just waiting for me to wake up from a massive, dream.
Ooh.
But it's
Grealish has just gone down. He got kicked by Tomiyasu in the back of his leg. I think he made the most of it. Typical Jack Grealish, by the way.
I was going to say, if it's Jack Grealish, I don't give a fuck. He's a muppet. He's an absolute muppet. At least he finally sorted out his drunk driving.
Yeah.
He sorted that out. He hasn't sorted out the fact that he's a twat still, but, he's at least sorted out the drunk driving. He just looks like a dick. I don't know why. Like every time I look at, he's got one of the most douchey faces in the Premier League. I swear. Every time I see him, I just think he just looks like a total tool. And
It's weird. I'm seeing Arsenal trying to play a bit of long ball here. They're trying to play the ball over the top quite a lot, which is strange to see against Manchester City.
I think they're trying to take advantage of the fact that I think that this is a lesser team. This is not Man City at its full strength. Arsenal, I think this is a pretty much full strength squad. This is a nearly full strength squad, so they want to win this. But I think that hurts Arsenal if they stay in.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to have
Connor get the tables. They've been taking the piss out of me, right? Because Anthony's brother has been coming into the chat and he says I look like Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh, good Lord. I love Bubba Ray Dudley as well. But no, I'm going to have to disagree with the brother on that one. Definitely not.
Definitely not. I need to sellotape middle of my glasses, don't I?
You need to tape the middle of your glasses and you need to gain a little bit more weight. A little too skinny.
Just a little bit more. Cheers.
A little too skinny for it.
I'll take that. As a compliment.
I will say, both to you and to Rich, I've been around since, I was literally there to help you with the inception of this channel.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
Rich, and I was with Rich really early on in his channel, and it's been such a thrill, even as I've kind of taken a step back and I'm featuring a lot less than I was before. I'm featuring, a heck of a lot less than I was.
Yeah.
It's still been great to look because I literally, even if I don't have time to watch, I'll see I still have your notifications on for your channel. So I'll hit it as soon as it goes live, I'll hit it. I'll hit like, and then I'll exit back out and keep on with them. I'll be in the middle of work sometimes. And I'll get the notification. I'll just be like, let me pop in, hit a like, show that it's been viewed. I'll like leave it on for like 2 minutes, then I'll exit back out. But it's just been so great to see the both of you, the way that you guys have both grown over the last, I've been with you, I've known you now for about a year, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, the channel's probably, coming up about a year and a half old, something like that.
Yeah, and I was with you. I helped you kind of with the inception of everything. And it's been so great to see how both of you guys have grown. Rich has grown, you've grown. And I was thinking this while, right as I was backstage, I watched the intro. And it's incredible to see the growth that you've had in this channel in every aspect. You've grown in numbers, you've grown in content, you've grown in kind of having your fingers in a lot more things that you're doing. The intros are.
Don't tell Kate that.
I'm sorry, we'll kick Kate right now from the chat real quick. Okay. But the intro is miles above what it was at the beginning. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You've just watching how you've grown and how everything's and Rich as well, how you guys have evolved and developed and kind of tweaked here and there has been fantastic. And you guys both deserve it. You guys are both absolutely outstanding people to be around. That's why I feel like I tend to make good choices in friends. I've been friends with you guys now for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Most deserving guys, I can say. You guys have deserved every ounce of the success and the improvement that you guys have been able to do over the last couple of years, because you both, I know, work extremely hard and do as much as you can for the channels and deserve every ounce that you guys have gotten back.
No, honestly, I can't thank you enough. I mean, like you said, you've been there from the start. I've watched you blossom from a security guard at the mall down the road to, to this advisor who's raking in the door now.
Yeah, I've gone back to school. I had my first day of school yesterday. Back again.
Nice.
I'm going into business. My goal is actually, funny enough, so I'm fucking busy. That's one of the reasons that I'm not available. I've got my don't tell my missus this as well. I got my fingers in a ton of things that I probably shouldn't have, but I'm trying to do this as much as I can. I'm working my advisor job. I'm working in food as well, just to kind of bring in consistent dough. Back in school, I'm getting my business degree. I'm going for my business degree, and then I'm going to go and get my master's in it. So I'm going to get my MBA. And I'm also now officially a licensed football coach.
Wait, so brilliant!
So I've gone through U.S. soccer. I've gone through U.S. soccer, and I actually am now a licensed. I have my first level of my badges. So are
you still trying to continue that as well?
Yeah. So I've got my grassroots badges at the moment, so I can do uni and I can do high school. And then next I'll get my D badges.
That's all I've got. I've only got my grassroots and uni stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going for.
I just sort of stagnated at that point.
I'm doing my business classes, and I'm also doing my D level classes for my D badge, and then I'll keep moving up. And the goal is to kind of mix those together to try and go and be a general manager for, my local side or for another team, the soccer team. So that's the goal, and so I'm working towards that. So I'm doing a ton of different things at the moment, which has been a blast. Picking up, seeing that first thing and saying I at least have some badge. My grassroots badge was such a huge thing because I've been thinking. This. I've been thinking about it for.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you did mention it.
I've been mentioning it for years, wanting to do it, and I finally buckled down and found it through U.S. soccer and got my first level. Going on to try and get my next level now, and keep improving. And it's just been it's fun because. It's we've done some. You and I both have done so much. I've followed you. I make sure every single video I think you've had since you've incepted this channel. I think I've smashed a like on every.
Yeah, I think we actually. Oh, sorry, just to break off. Kevin De Bruyne has just had a real shot from the edge of the box. Just coming up 25 minutes on the clock. De Bruyne has just. He's cut in. It was Rico Lewis who played it to him. He's cut in from Trossard. Granit Xhaka's not. I think if Xhaka doesn't sort of show him that extra yard a little bit, that's going in. It's just wide of Matt Turner's goal. And,
yeah, I'm about 25 seconds behind. I'm at 24:50.
Good effort, that. Really good effort.
De Bruyne, as much as I give him shit, and I think he's a little bit overrated, I think he's overrated, and I'll probably get crap for that, but he's still a very good player.
Yeah. The thing is with De Bruyne, I mean, even at international level, he's the best player in a shit squad.
Yeah, that Belgian team should be so much better than it is.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That golden generation, they've fluffed it now. For me, they've fluffed it now. They ain't got a sniff at doing it again.
It's funny that he mentions when are we going to join and start calling it football, because the whole I feel like it's not very well known where the term soccer comes from. The country that coined the term soccer. It wasn't us. It was the British.
Really?
Yeah, England was the first country to use the term soccer. That's why Australians call it that.
Because their nickname is the Socceroos, isn't it?
Yeah, it started in England and then has now gone to, funny enough, the two biggest countries that there was English settlement and English, ties in are the ones that call it soccer, because it comes originally from England.
Yeah. Fair shout. Good question, though, Jeff. I like that. I like that question. 27 minutes on the clock. Still Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0. Pep Guardiola's starting to, I think, a few more wrinkles appearing on his forehead. As I said prior to kickoff, it is the master against the apprentice when it comes to it. But sometimes we don't know who's going to win this game. I say a fifth round tie will be on the cards. I'm not sure when the draw actually for the fifth round is, but there is a good chunk of games to get through this weekend. Who would you say has had the better of it? Watching it, who would you say has had the better of it? Because for me, I think City have been a bit more, held out for their chances, but Arsenal seem to be the one that looked more likely.
I think Arsenal's more likely to score.
Yeah,
because I think they're the ones dominating more of the possession. City are getting their flashes where they have chances to score, but Arsenal's the ones who I think are getting the more, the possession that's more meaningful. Whenever they have possession, they're, like right now, they're just skittering around the box. They're looking, kind of poking little holes, trying to find a little space to get that goal. So I think they're the ones I think are doing better. But yeah, no, I've looked at it. I've fact checked myself because I don't want to look like an idiot.
It's just shown the Etihad. It's just panned a camera around the Etihad. That'll be screenshotted for quite some time. You can tell it's City against Arsenal because there's bums on seats.
Yeah. And it's mostly Arsenal fans that got bums in seats. But the term comes from the University of Oxford in the 1880s. So they would distinguish rugby and football by calling it rugger and soccer, which was rugby, football, and then association soccer, so ASS soccer. Wow. And later on, they shortened it down to just soccer, and that's where the term came from, was from the University of Oxford. England only stopped using it about 40 years ago. So it's not actually been super long that England's called it just plainly football. It was soccer in England for a very long time, and we just kind of picked it. We're like, all right, England calls it soccer, guess we will too. And then you guys stopped using it. We kept using it. And it's like, look at the US. And it's like, I wonder where
we've got to change. We've got to change it. We can't have the US trying to take it. Have you seen them with the prime bottles?
It is. Oh my God. Fucking prime bottles. It's funny because I see the mad dash for them over in the UK.
Is it the same in America though for it?
No, there's a ton of, I see it everywhere all the time, and it's not flying off the shelves. People are buying it. Yeah, you'll see, plenty of people are buying it, but it's not flying off the shelves. I'll see a big case, like 3 stacks of it, and I'll come back like a couple days later, and there's probably like 4 or 5 bottles taken. That's it.
Wow. Like here, literally, they'll put a pallet out in Asda for and it's obviously about, I think they're selling it for about $2.50 or $2.99.
Yeah.
£3. And it's gone within minutes.
No, yeah.
It's a little bit like
last week or 2 here.
a certain group of people who turn up at supermarkets when they know the whoop section shit's coming out from the back. They literally hang around at the door waiting for it to come out, to the point where workers just go, push the crate out, and everyone's just like, wait, dive straight in. I don't know why people are going mad for it.
I think it's just the names attached to it.
Yeah. Like you
I've
drink
been
it
a
all the
fan.
time. Like, I've got my lad here. This is my son from my previous relationship. So this is Lewis, who I keep talking about, but he's never here. So because we're going to Ipswich tomorrow for the Burnley game. So
What a fucking place to go to. Of
I
all
know.
fucking places you have to take
4.5 hour drive as well from where we are. So
it's like people say Burnley's bad, but then you got to go to Ipswich, and it's like, fuck, I didn't think there was a downgrade from Burnley. There it is.
Anthony says here, Dan, Bournemouth signed Bristol City striker today, Antoine Semenyo, for 10 million plus add-ons. He were linked with a good amount of clubs, to be fair. I'll give him that. He was definitely linked with a good amount of clubs.
If the youngins want some prime, I'll buy some and ship it over, because it's like £2 here. It's like $2 here, and we literally have
some of the shops are getting it, and they're selling it at their own prices, like £7 a bottle, or some at £100, and you're like,
that one famous dude who's selling them for like $20. And I get it, because I'm a fan of the Sidemen, because I've been a fan of the Sidemen since I was young. Like, I got into them way back when KSI had just put out I'm on a horse, the video
I'm on a horse, mother.
I don't remember that's when I started getting into the Sidemen way back when that was first released. Like, that's how long I've been a fan of them. So I get it, because I'm still a big fan of theirs. And I like that they've matured with their audience. And I remember someone asked why they did the XIX vodka, which I've had. That's actually, XIX vodka is not too shabby. They're like, why do you sell it? Your fan base that's not really on. And they're like, no, a lot of the people that we grew up, like who grew up watching us, they're now 20, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah, you sort of, you sort of advance with it, don't you? You advance with your fan base sort of thing.
And so there's
been people that I've seen the kids watch on TV, and they've grown up like the kids are watching. Like my youngest, she's been watching some girl called Tiana, who she's been doing videos where she's been playing Roblox and things like that with her mates, and now she's doing like Q&As talking about like all sorts of girly stuff as you get older, boyfriends, periods, things like that, just general conversation, because she's getting older, she's getting to that age, and because people have sort of grown with her, to keep growing, she's got to sort of do the stuff that's she's doing now.
Yeah, I think the only
you move with the time, don't you?
A lot of channels die because they stop.
Yeah, they think, where do I go? I can't just keep doing toy videos or stuff like that. And it's like, where do I go from here?
And it's just staying with you. When you build a big fan base, they're going to get older, and growing with them, you can still have a lot of the old stuff you used to do, but having new stuff where it's more fitting with, the fan base. Your fan base is older now, and that's one thing that they've done very well. But that's, I think, why Prime is so big. I mean, you have Logan Paul, who not really ever been a huge fan of his. Vine, he was hilarious back when Vine was a thing. But, now since then, it's like I've never been like a huge fan of him. But I get it's two big names from two of the biggest countries in the world that are, and now it's the freaking hydration partner of Arsenal, and they're becoming bigger and bigger. So I get it. I still think it's shite. And I still think scalpers are scum, because it's just, I don't understand doing that kind of stuff.
Right. But I don't know whether this is true. I'm just going to have to stop you because there's a rumor coming regarding Burnley, and that this has got to be bullshit.
Oh,
this has got to be bullshit. There's a rumor by sports page Sport Italia saying that Burnley have offered 18 million to Braga for 22-year-old forward Vitinha.
Oh, that's a player too.
He said, although the Portuguese club want 27 million. But people in the comments have been saying bullshit.
I mean, there's no way you guys spend that much money on one player. I'm sorry.
No. we've never spent that much money on a player. The highest amount we've ever spent, I think, is what? I think 15 million. But that's in the Premier League. So I would
I
love
see the
if
comments. Everybody's
that
like,
comes off. I will be. Oh, I'd have to try and find a sock that isn't crusted over.
and right now,
Right now, that's not happening.
if they're asking for 27, I'd just go 30 million anyway, because it looks like Vitinha's got a $30 million release clause where he immediately is free to go if a club pays 30. He's a player though.
He looks
I love this.
decent enough.
There's a retweet, quote tweet that says, Burnley trying to say Vitinha, 1% chance, 99% faith. Yeah,
it's a bit. That's a strange one. That's really come out of left field. Is that one?
Yeah, I mean, you never know at this point. I feel like
No.
with the new owners, they might be like, all right, we're going up, so they might.
This is the weird thing, though, because Pace came out and he said, "Oh, we've sort of. I don't think we're going to really do anything in January. I think we want to try and keep the squad as it is." All of a sudden, we've brought in, apparently, according to media outlets, the best Swedish centre back in the Swedish division in Hjalmar Ekdal.
Yeah.
Then we signed, obviously, Amin Eldakil, who is a Belgium under-21 centre back.
Ooh.
Now we just signed Lyle Foster from Westerlo as well.
Yeah. News out of London.
Yeah.
Officially, news out of London. Chelsea have reached an agreement to sign right back Malo Gusto for 32 million. He'll return to Lyon on loan for the rest of the season. Chelsea have now spent 533 million in the last 2 transfer windows.
So who have they signed?
His name is Malo Gusto, and he's a right back from Lyon. He's a good player. That's a good signing.
Wow.
They've now spent they've already spent over $500 million in 2 transfer windows.
To be fair, local media are reporting it as well. Burnley linked with Braga star, but they said don't think that one is happening or has any truth to it at all. But
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's the initial little, fuck it, we'll just send an 18 million bid. But I think what they're going to do is, I wouldn't be surprised if this is true and it comes out that this is something with you guys going back to the Premier League where this is going to be we're going to be paying this in installments fee.
Either paying it installments or pay, yeah. Either
I bet you the only way the only way this is true is if they're
to
going
get it through FFP and stuff.
They'll be like, we'll do it. We'll send you payments over 4 years. We'll send you $5 million this year as an initial fee, and then we'll send you $5 million next year, $5 million the year after that, and the final year we'll send you, like, if it ends up being $20 million, we'll send you another $5 the final 4th year. That's where I could see this quite possibly happening. It has to be in installments, though.
Yeah. It's just, it feels weird seeing Burnley sign foreigners, to be honest with you. Jeff's got a question for you here, though. Are the schools and colleges strong in playing soccer? And do you think soccer will become more popular than football?
I think it's going to be a very long time, but I think it has a chance to possibly become bigger than football. The schools and colleges, a lot of the colleges nowadays, you can tell it's a college soccer team because there's international players. But I also think that kind of tells how much of a draw I think university soccer is now having on the world.
Yeah, because the second year that I were doing college, they said that I could sign up to go out to America to do like a 2-year scholarship.
Yeah.
And that's working with it. I think, is it the USL?
Yeah, the USL. So that's my local team, Sacramento Republic FC. They just went to the finals of the U.S. Open Cup, actually, and lost in the U.S. Open.
Who's that? Sacramento FC?
Yeah. And so that's my local. I literally live about half hour from the stadium.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not super far. But yeah, no, I think it's getting bigger over here. And so that's, and it's higher quality.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of, I'm going to try and see if I can look up here if I got some examples. But I think it's just they're seeing more of an improvement, so more people are willing to come over. But you can see, some players that have played college. Zach Steffen played in college.
Yeah.
Tim Ream played in college. Matt Turner, who's playing tonight, he played in college.
I think you've probably got Anthony Robinson at Fulham.
Anthony Robertson actually was over in England. He's always been over in
Oh,
England.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
was born and
when
raised.
the Everton youth ranks weren't
Yeah, he was born and raised over there.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Tim Ream played down in college. DeAndre Yedlin played for Akron. Walker Zimmerman played. Graham Zusi played, Kyle Laren, who plays now for Canada.
Yeah.
He
Kyle
played at
Laren.
UConn. He played at
Is
UConn.
he at Orlando?
Yeah.
I know he
Morris-
was at Orlando at one point. I don't know whether he's still there or not, but
Zardes played in my home state, actually. Yassi Zardes played at Cal State Bakersfield, which is not super, super far. So I think
I didn't realize you were in Sacramento. I thought you were more nearer to.
I'm just a little bit outside the capital. I'm a little bit outside. No, I'm Northern California, which is why I'm thrilled to have the World Cup being hosted out here because San Francisco's
I was
hosting.
going to say because they're Sacramento are in the Western Conference, aren't they, of the USL?
Yeah, so we're in the Western Conference. We were like third or fourth last year, something like that. So that was a team where when I was thinking of, and I'm super happy. I'm recovering from surgery at the moment. Actually, I had surgery on Monday to fix my toe, which I broke both my toes in 2018.
To think, Dan, you could have had an American accent.
I couldn't even imagine.
Could you imagine me walking around talking like this? It'd sort of be a little bit weird, but then I'd be like, "You all right, pal? How are you? You okay?"
Well, that's interesting.
What's that?
Leeds' proposal for McKennie is not a permanent transfer. They're going to now be going for a loan move with a buy clause.
Ooh.
That's interesting. So it could be something where he'll get loaned for at least the rest of the year to help keep them up. And if they keep up, they'll buy him. And if they go down, they'll let him go back to Juventus.
I'll tell you who I've been looking at in the USL. Funnily enough, they are in the state of California. Orange County.
Orange County is a decent side. They're a decent side.
Managed by a former Burnley player, Richard Chaplow.
Yep. Oh, that's also interesting. João Gomez of Flamengo was videotaped saying goodbye to staff and teammates.
Wow.
He's rumored to be going to Wolves, which, what a surprise. Someone speaking Portuguese is going to Wolves. I'm surprised that Anthony Gordon's Newcastle. I get you have money, but $40 million on
he's not worth it. Anthony Gordon is shit.
He's maybe half that at the most.
He's had one good season. One good season.
I don't know how they're paying that much money. Oh, and then it looks like I'm going through Twitter to see any updates on stuff like that.
I'll tell you something though. This game has been poor first half. It's been a very poor first half.
First half has been boring as hell. Like, guys, we would be talking more about it if it wasn't making me nearly fall asleep.
We're literally talking about what's been going on in the window because
we've been nearly falling asleep if we were just trying to watch this stuff.
Don't get me wrong, it's end to end, but when it is, but there's nothing in terms of end product at the minute.
That's an interesting buy, huh? Fiorentina are set to sign Josip Brekalo from Wolfsburg. Agreement reached. Medical is already planned. He'll accept Fiorentina bid after a lot of bids from other Serie A and La Liga clubs. And he's a decent little player as well. That's an interesting signing.
Wow.
Ivan Illich is going to be going to Torino.
He must be. Has he been around for quite a while? His name rings a bell.
He's been around for a couple of years. It's interesting. My parents are actually going to be coming to Europe later this year. So they're hitting Lisbon, Barcelona, and Florence. And so my dad's goal is he wants to see, at the very least, one game in one of the towns while he's there. And right now it looks like his best bet is most likely going to be Florence with Fiorentina.
Yeah.
But my dad told me out of those three teams, and they might even go a little bit outside to go see Lazio because Lazio's not far from
It's not too
Florence as
far.
well. And he said, pick a team, and I'll get you a kit. And so right now I have the internal debate of, do I get a Sporting Lisbon kit? Do I get a Barcelona kit? Do I get a Fiorentina kit? Or do I get a Lazio kit? So I have those four to choose from. Barcelona's already out because fucking memes. The only reason I'd get one is if I was getting a Serginho Dest jersey. That's it. It's the only reason I get Barcelona. But I'm between. I love Fiorentina's jersey.
Yeah.
I love the color. It's smooth. It's clean. It's very well put together. I'm leaning towards Fiorentina.
No, I won't. It won't be surprised. I'd go for something like that. Jeff says if Gordon is worth 45 million, then Maddison is worth 100 mil.
Fuck me. If Gordon's worth 45, then Garnacho's worth about 150.
Johnny's in. Tell him. Yeah, there we go. Tell him to get a Burnley kit. That's what Johnny said.
You know, it's funny. You know this story.
I do.
I bought a Burnley kit. And they lost it in the fucking mail. It got shipped to me, and I got 4 jerseys, and it was the only jersey of the 4 that got lost in shipping. And so I ended up getting a refund instead for it. But I actually did try and get one.
Oh, you should get one this season. The home shirt this season is amazing.
It looks fantastic. No, I might have to get Johnny, I agree. I'm going to have to get another one. But
Johnny coming in with the who is it? Flaming. Oh, what's he called?
Oh,
with the DJ Khaled thing. Another one.
That's an interesting. That's a Premier League team right here.
Are you looking at Burnley kits again? Whee!
Negotiations in progress for Sasa Lukic from Torino to Fulham.
Wow.
Talks ongoing as opening €8 million proposals now being discussed.
Halftime whistle is going to go very, very soon. Referee just probably playing. He is. He's called. Was he called halftime?
Yeah, it's gone all the way back. All the way to Matt.
No, he's calling. There's a substitution happening on the stroke of halftime.
What the fuck?
Emerick Laporte has come on for John Stones, who's gone off injured. He's just ran on the pitch, and they'll be running back off it in a minute when the ref blows for half-time. But
John Stones
Arsenal coming forward.
John Stones is a player as well.
Come on, ref. That's got to be it. There were 2 minutes added on. It's now 48. What are you playing at?
That's got to be it.
To be fair, Stones were down for a few minutes, so I don't know. Johnny says, Dan, I'm telling you now, Burnley 5, Ipswich 0. We're going to play with them. I hope so. I hope we do beat them 5-0, but I can't see it. I'd happily take a shithouse 1-0 win now.
No, I think that's going to be about 3 or 4-1.
Jeff prefers the Burnley away kit, the all blue one, or because the one we're wearing the third kit tomorrow, the all black one with like the different avenues and ways to get through to Turf Moor. But I like all 3 of our kits this season. I think they're all boss. Johnny says, do you think Barnes would go to Swansea? I don't know. No, I'd rather keep hold of Barnes, but for now, I think he's actually come into it a little bit. And he says, I think Alderkill and Ekdal will play. We shall see. We shall see. Half time between Manchester City and Arsenal. Rob Holding has something to say to the referee. We'll be back very soon. I'm just going to go for a toilet break, so do join us in about 2 or 3 minutes time.
Yeah, I got to
when we'll be back. You are?
I'm almost out of battery. I need to go grab the charger for my computer.
No worries. Are you coming back, or are you?
Yeah, I should be back for a little bit. I'm popping off, I think, in about a half hour, but I should be around for at least a little bit of the second half as well.
Right, no worries, no problemo. Yeah, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We are just going to go on south in the path and get a drink and whatever you need to do. So join us then.
Yep.
So we are back, and there is only one of us this time. Connor has had to go. His missus has took a lunch. Obviously, out in America, it's only lunchtime. We're watching this game and set to go to bed not long after. But yeah, should be hopefully a better second half. Let's have a look at some of the stats then in that game, because let's be fair, 0-0, it wasn't the best. 58% possession for Manchester City to Arsenal's 42%. Man City had 5 shots where Arsenal only had 4, but Arsenal had 2 on target compared to Manchester City's 1. Man City having the better passing accuracy with 83% to 77% of Arsenal's. 6 fouls have been occurred for Manchester City and 5 for the Gunners. Only 1 yellow card has been branded in this fixture, and it went to Rob Holding of Arsenal. John Stones had to go off. As I say, he had to go off just on the stroke of half time, and he was replaced by Aymeric Laporte. But it is goalless at the break between City and Arsenal. City did see more of the ball in the first half, but Arsenal were the better side. Ortega being forced into 2 good saves to keep out Tomiyasu and Trossard early on. And Nketiah also volleyed a great chance just wide. And at the other end, the Horse haven't managed a single shot on target. But Kevin De Bruyne came the closest by whipping his effort just past the far post. Arteta will be the happier of the managers at the break. Arsenal's high press has caused City some real problems as they've looked dangerous while creating those good chances. As for the citizens, they've been slow to move the ball upfield and haven't shown much of a threat when in the final third, which Guardiola will clearly want to improve on in this second 45 minutes. So do stick with us. As I say, really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. I know there's a lot of people covering these games, but no, it should be good. Should be a good game. The Arsenal players are back in the tunnel, and I'm sure they'll be out on the field very, very soon. I don't think either side will want a replay. I don't think either side will want a replay in this game. It probably doesn't help either one of these 2 clubs. But let's see what happens in this next big 45 minutes of football at the Etihad Stadium. The City of Manchester Stadium, as some people like to call it. But Man City are coming back out. Arsenal are already back out. And we are set to get this second half underway very, very soon. It looks like 2 substitutions lined up for Arsenal. William Saliba is coming on at the back, and Albert Sambi-Lokonga is coming on as well. They'll be replacing, just wait for confirmation for who they will be replacing. Thomas Partey and Rob Holding are the 2 players going off for Sambi-Lokonga and William Saliba. So more game time for Lokonga, who was only signed last season, to be fair. I thought, I think Burnley were after Lokonga about 2 or 3 years ago when he was at Benfica. But yeah, not really entertaining it now. Now there's at Arsenal. I don't think he'll come to Burnley anymore. Second half is underway, and Manchester City get us going. Arsenal kicking from left to right. Manchester City kicking from right to left. This game needs a goal. This game needs a goal. No, Kate, what I said is when Connor was in, I was talking about when I did my level 1 at college, in your level 2 or level 3, you got told you could go to America to do a scholarship if you was good enough with your coaching. My coaching qualifications were looking good at the time, and I could have had a chance to go out to America to do a scholarship. But then this little turd off camera ended up coming about, so I didn't go to America. But I'll thank you later. I'll pop you an head. But no, obviously, birth of my son stopped me from doing a scholarship. But yeah, no, I've not said out of it because I were it were mentioned, but no concrete. Just that I had a chance. There was me and 2 or 3 others that thought about going out and doing it, but I don't think any of us did in the end. To be honest with you, there were one lad who went out there. He's no longer, but he weren't in our year. He was like 2 years above. He's not with us now. He passed away a good few years ago. He was called Dean. I can't remember how he passed now, but yeah, he were only probably about our age now. And yeah, he passed away. Jeff says, during the break, been catching up on the Leicester transfer news. Tete appears to be flying in for a medical. Leicester received a concrete offer for Maddison. Ooh, be interesting to know how much concrete. Yeah. Are they supplying the machine that mixes it as well? That's another thing. Why should I have gone? Why should I have gone? Henry's in as well. Hope you're well, Henry. Hope everything is well with yourself. As I say, it's been a little bit quiet tonight, but I can understand that because a lot of people are covering this fixture. But the missus says it wouldn't have taken you away forever, but a good opportunity given considering the way certain things have turned out. Yeah, there is that. Henry, yes, Dash is the new Everton boss. He's the new Everton boss. In fact, I spoke to Capital Lancashire on the radio on the old airways earlier today. They asked me to speak to them regarding my thoughts on Sean Dyche becoming the Everton boss, and this is what I had to say about it.
Former Burnley boss Sean Dyche is returning to football management with Everton. He is now the overwhelming favourite to get the job. Dan runs the Turf Moorhouse podcast.
Dyche was a risk even as a Burnley manager. You know, he hadn't had the managerial background before, apart from a couple of months at Watford when the Pozzos took over, and obviously his job ultimately ended there. We took a risk on a manager like Sean Dyche, and Everton are going to be doing the same. So yeah, that's exactly what I had to say on it. They only used that bit, which makes it sound a little bit more like I've got doubts about Dyche's move. But I did send a lot more as well about how I think Dyche will be a success. And it's just that for me, the Everton job is a poison chalice at the minute with everything going on at boardroom level. It's not been announced just yet, but I think it will come at some point tomorrow, maybe. We shall see. We shall see. Johnny says Love Island's more interesting than this game. Thought it would have been interesting. It's not been great, has it? Bit biting my own tongue. It says something when you're saying, Johnny, that Love Island is more interesting than a football match. That shit is bad. Henry says, I'm fine, thanks, Dan. It's cold in this neck of the woods. It's cold here. Look, I've got my beanie hat on. I've got my coat on. But yeah, no, as Kate said, it's not been announced, but I'm sure it will be either tomorrow or Sunday at the latest. Henry says, come on, Gunners, wipe the floor with City. And Jeff says, I would have liked Dyche at Leicester. Will he be able to save Everton? Well, this is another thing I said, but they didn't add that bit. I said I think he will save Everton and keep them up. However, it's going to be a tough ask. I think a lot of Everton fans are sort of in that mindset of how have we gone from Carlo Ancelotti to Sean Dyche? How have we gone from up here to down here a little bit? And I don't think it should be like that. I think they need to be a bit more realistic, have the real, a bit of sense of realism that Dyche isn't a bad manager at all. Yes, he had many seasons at Burnley where he he had to help us stave off relegation. But let's not forget the European run we had either. We had a run in Europe. Nobody expected that. A 7th place finish for the club, which was good to see, even though we didn't get to the knockouts. But we were very close on the cusp of it. Kate says, I'm still getting that pop-up every time I comment. I'm not sure why. Look, I've not had out on my phone and the light's gone off. It just says Avast is protecting you. 'Cause, 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 Right. Yeah, I get you. I've seen the message regarding the washer, but no to do with the thing. But yes, I will. Louis, do me a favour. Just get me that little thing from up there. No, it's on top of that box thing on the wall. That, yeah, turns the central heating off. See, I knew that. This is why I've got my son here to do jobs for me.
Yeah, and year 7.
Yeah, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. I made sure that your mum gave birth to you so I could have a personal slave. I'm all joking. I won't do that to you. No, cheers for that. So, right, there you go. Heating's off. You'll be happy to know the heating is off. So, yeah, chill. Daddy, chill. Harry says, I have the heating on really low. Johnny says, no, but he's got McNeil and Tarkett. That's the thing, though. He's got players there that he knows will die for the shirt and will know what is expected of him. Rich says, anyone got any matchsticks? This is boring, isn't it? It is a boring game. Won't do that to Lewis when you have a girlfriend for that. What? Running around after me? Have you heard yourself? Manchester City have it now. Aiden's in. He's asking, Hamid, just saying, what do Huddersfield need to learn against Coventry? I mean, where do I start, Aiden, to be fair? Not good news for Matt Turner. The Arsenal goalkeeper has gone down clutching his shoulder. And if his shoulder is out of place, he doesn't look happy, but we will have to see what happens. Yeah, that's the only thing that's interesting. When he's punched the ball away, I think he's landed funny on his arm. But Jess is eating off. Has summer arrived? So Henry says, I have two. Oh, Johnny says, I've got to wake up for 5ish tomorrow, setting off to Ipswich. So are we. We're going to Ipswich, but we'll be in the Burnley end where, you know, all the noise will be coming from. I can take a lie detector to confirm that. Rich says it's very boring. Yeah, Aidan, in answer to your question, I don't know at the minute. I think you've just got to try and find a formula and trust the process that Mark Volleringham's got going and hopefully get a result. But Coventry are doing pretty well recently. They're not doing too bad at all. And if they can keep hold of Victor Gyökeres in this window, then they're on to a winner, I think. Could be an outside chance for playoffs for Coventry. So I expect a good game. Coventry give Norwich a good game the other day. So we'll see. We shall see. Henry's got 2 podcasts coming up for the last 2 days of the month. Keep it coming. Keep that content rolling off. Why not? Missy says, what you drinking, Daniel? You forgot to make me a drink when I asked. You sent me about 1 million messages and I couldn't read them because I couldn't keep up and everything else because I'm trying to do this and do that and sort out the dryer, sort this out, try and be live and stuff. It's a bit of a tough one. I'll make you one at full time. I'll make you a brew. Hopefully that'll be all right. Jess says heating on as summer arrive. Yeah. Missy says heating costs a fortune. Energy bills have gone crazy in the UK. It's too expensive to keep on for too long, especially in this house. You can't even have it on for 2 minutes. Oh, you can have it on for like 2 or 3 hours. It makes no difference. Man like Rich says, are you going to Ipswich tomorrow, Dan? Yep. Myself, my son Lewis, my daughter Esme, and Kate, my other half, are all going in the car. And everyone keeps telling me it's a shit run in the car. It's just literally A roads. So it's going to be a bit of a 4.5 hour slog, I think. But she says, welcome to my world, pal. I feel lazy right now, but enjoying it. Oh, yeah, I've been up and I've been going on walks and stuff. I've been doing stuff, helping out. Honestly. Johnny says, Aiden, if Huddersfield don't have a leaky defence, then you're fine because Norwich defence was leaking. They scored 2 so fast. Need an A road with my car at the minute. Well, it's all A roads pretty much. It is all A roads at the minute. Yeah, it's to be fair, I've not done Portman Road before, so it's one of the grounds I've wanted to do and tick off the list. So should be a good game. Should be a good game. I think it's the team that scored the most goals in the EFL against the team who's conceded the least goals. So we'll see how that pits well against each other. Aidan says 10 goals for Coventry. Then our defense is absolutely rubbish. We'll see. Okay, so Daniel, I've not had a go at you. Bloody hell, fishing rod's out in full force tonight. There's no fishing rod needed. What are you on about? What's all this bloody yelling? Why are you getting agitated for? Why's my voice gone like this for? Why am I talking like this for? Rich says I'm going tomorrow. He'll be down at Ashton Gate for the Bristol City West Brom game as well. Substitution happening for Manchester City in this game though. Riyad Mahrez is coming off, and so is Rico Lewis. He's coming off the pitch as well. He'll be replaced by Julian Alvarez and Kyle Walker. They'll both be coming on in their place. Kate says, anyone know the price for a rear tyre wheel bearing? You never know, you might get lucky, but I don't think anyone will. Johnny says, Burnley have hard games for like 6 in a row for the league. On the other hand, Sheffield United is going to be easy. I don't know. We sort of just take every game in our stride, don't we? So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Rich is going to Ashton Gate tomorrow, and his brother Anthony, as you all know, will be sat firmly in his armchair like Jim Royal. He'll just be sat there. Ashton Gate, my ass. Missy says, sorry, just dehydrated or just parched. I'm not me when I'm dehydrated. That's what it was. Yeah. Ilian Undai about going Everton, sees Dash there. Oh, hell no, this isn't what I signed for. I think he'd work well under Dash, actually. I think he would work well under Dash. Jeff says here, my nephew was an apprentice at Ipswich during the early 80s, but was not quite good enough for a career. Did they not go further down the pyramid and try and work their way back up, or what did they do after that, Jeff? Let us know. Emma says about 180 to 220 kit for a wheel bearing. Ouch. Ouch. I mean, I don't get it. Like, why does it need wheel bearing? Is a crucial part of the wheel assembly that connects the wheel and the axle. There's a set of steel balls, ball bearings, or tapers held together by a metal ring. It enables the wheel to rotate smoothly with a minimum of friction. Sorry, I'm just reading about this now. If you're hearing this noise, the issue may be a bad wheel bearing. To confirm it, change the speed of the vehicle. If the noise becomes worse, the faster you drive. To confirm it, change the speed of the vehicle. If the noise becomes worse, the faster you drive, then it's almost certainly a bad wheel bearing. If the noise remains the same, then the issue may be the tyres instead. But it's worse when you're going slower, isn't it? I've noticed it's worse when you're going slower. So, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Don't go worse the faster you drive. If anything, So it says if your car is making a loud humming noise, it could mean the differential needs lubricant. Hey, steady up. The transmission is failing, or the universal joints or wheel bearings are wearing out. All of a sudden, this watch along's become Top Gear. Hey ho. It says which wheel bearings usually fail first. It says it's common for the passenger side of the vehicle, but it's on your side, isn't it, Kate? So God knows. Either that or whether it's going to sound silly when I say this. Yeah, but Kate, it weren't saying that. It wasn't saying it's saying the passenger side of the car. It's not saying the back of the car. It's saying the passenger side. So not the driver's side, the passenger. So the other side of the car is what it's saying. So it said it could also be improper wheel and tire balance, uneven tire wear, separated tire tread, out of round tires, damaged wheels, even loose lug nuts. So that the nuts on the wheel could be loose. Like maybe your dad hasn't tightened one. It just said passenger, so that means it'd just be the passenger side. So the front of the car, you've got your driver's side and your passenger side. Exactly. There's no other way to put that when you say nuts are loose, is there? Well, yeah, it was making the noise before he looked at it, to be fair. And it's a goal. Man City are 1-0 up. Nathan Aki gets the goal on the score sheet. Finally something to shout about in this game. Arsenal look peeved. Arsenal look peeved. It's a shot from the edge of the box. It cannons off the post. Alvarez turns. Has to play it back to Nathan Ake. He takes a shot and it just curls in off the inside of the... I don't know whether it clips the inside of the post when he gets it. It's Grealish, sorry, not Alvarez. Grealish finds Nathan Ake. And Nathan Ake pops it in. Nothing Matt Turner could do. And it is 1-0 Manchester City on home soil. As it stands, Manchester City would be the name in the hat for round 5. But we will see. It could all change. It could definitely all change. Johnny says making it to Ipswich with 3 wheels. Well, there is that. That's what I mean. Hopefully. Substitutions galore for Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli is on for Leonardo Trossard. And Alexander Zinchenko, the Ukrainian captain, is on as well. It's not said who they've replaced, though, which is strange. Arsenal going to have to try and come out and be a little bit more aggressive towards Manchester City now. We already discussed it at half-time, Eugene. We actually said that, you know, it was Trossard and Kieran Tierney that came off for Martinelli and Zinchenko. Arsenal have a chance. Oh, Eddie Nketiah, he's got to be doing better there. He's got to be doing better there. Ball played in early. I think it's touched away from him by Laporte. And Nketiah just can't get a touch onto it. Nketiah touches that even an inch, a millimetre with his foot. And it goes in direction. It goes straight into the direction and past Ortega. And we would have been looking at 1-1 within a matter of minutes. Not even minutes, seconds. Arsenal have a corner. Saka whips a ball in deep to the back stick. Stefan Ortega comes out and collects calmly. Yeah, Eugene, we did speak about Sean Dyche earlier, and we did say that you know, it's a good move for him. It's a good move for him, I won't lie. I want him to do well, but then I also want Everton to get relegated. So it's a catch-22. I guess 4 wheels are better than 3 if I want to keep my license. There is that. There is that. Yeah, Johnny, you've got a point. People around these parts, they'll drive out. Okay, to answer your question, I've just got lemonade, same as Lewis. Arsenal have it on the far side. Can they try and get an early ball? And it's flicked into the back stick. Headed away by Laporte again. Fabio Vieira. Lokonga. Is Tomiyasu offside? Ball played in and Nketiah touches it down. Taken away by Rodri. Arsenal having to apply pressure now and doing pretty darn well at it as well. Again, Arsenal have it. Can they put another attack together? Ball in the centre of the park. Lokonga finds Vieira. Back to Gabriel, the centre-back. Zinchenko has it. Space opens up for Martinelli, but he instead decides to play it back to Zinchenko. He's in the middle of the park. City are just happy to take this. They know full well that Arsenal are going to have to come and apply some late pressure. 69 minutes on the clock. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal, they're going to ping an early ball to the back post. Well cut out by Jack Grealish. Lokonga has it. Xhaka, Martinelli. And he's flagged for offside. Arteta's going to be happy with this. He's going to be happy. I know that he's 1-0 down. But he's going to be happy at the fact that they are starting to put something together. Yeah, 4.5 hours, Johnny. I just hope it's going to be fine.
I'm worth it.
Erling Haaland running through. Trust me, I've done many a journey where, like, it's stupid hours, gone there, and we've lost over the years. I'll never forget, like I said, I think I told you before about doing an all-nighter, going down to Plymouth.
Oh, yeah. When you got your caught with.
That were horrible. Lost 2-0. I got caked in mud before we even kicked off because we were playing football with some Plymouth fans outside. It just, yeah.
The Brexit, yeah.
No, I scored winner. I slid in at the back post, and then because he said next goal wins. But they just, I completely forgot where I was. So I had mud all down my jeans, ripped jacket, lost 2-0, and then I had to sit on a coach for about 5 or 6 hours on the way back. Torture. Definitely not. Definitely not. Johnny says, I don't have to worry about my uncle's nuts being loose. He's got a BMW safest car if the driver knows what they're doing. A BMW driver knowing what they're doing? Are you joking? I know people in BMWs around Burnley. Come on, Johnny. People in Nelson just don't know how to drive. I don't know how they pass the test. Jeff says the game has changed. We are talking about the game. Yeah, it has. It's finally come alive. Even Anthony's in. He says Arsenal playing the better game and we're losing 1-0 still. Yeah, I believe you are. You are playing a lot better. Absolutely. Martinelli has it. Can he beat Walker? Can't. Has to cut inside. Plays it into the centre of the park. Zinchenko. He plays it back. Now back into the middle of the park. Xhaka has it. Sambi Lakonga. Tries to flick a ball over the top. Bukayo Saka. Can he get the better of Nathan Ake? Tries to. Whips a low ball in and Nketiah can't get there. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen for Arsenal? Are they going to be able to find a way to get back into this? A good 18 minutes still left to play and whatever's added on in this one, but is Pep going to see this one out at 1-0? Because he knows full well that Arsenal, no pun intended, are gunning to get back into this. Johnny says my uncle lives in Manchester. He moved away from this hall. Definitely. You can go to corner shop in Nelson, chuck him a tenner and he'll give you a fake license. Trust me. Chuck him 20 quid, you get a bottle of prime with it as well. They are reliable cars, Henry. They are really reliable, but obviously I know things are going to need changing when it's needed, but I had a look at the tyres today and they all seemed fine. You know, the pressure in the tyres were fine. And the, you know, I checked the oil and everything. So everything was all right. It seemed okay, but Arsenal making a substitution. Martin Odegaard is on for, yeah, Bukayo Saka. And Manchester City changing it up as well. Midfield playmaker Kevin De Bruyne is coming off and he'll be replaced by Bernardo Silva. Yeah, Johnny, it is £100 for Prime at Wakey Wans. Wakey Wans. Abdul go back. Garda bingo. Kate's going to hate us that we've just done that, you know. Claret Zone's in the building. Hope you are well. Hope you guys are all right. The last one was awful, to be fair. She's got a point there. It has been a good car. You're right. It has been reliable. It's just that, I don't know, starting to see a few little bits of wear and tear. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in the long run. That's gone out. It definitely has now. Thought it had gone out originally. .75.5 minutes on the clock. Manchester City have a throw-in in their own half. Nathan Ake, the goal scorer, with it. I'm still surprised that Nathan Ake is at Manchester City, to be honest. Like, he's been there God knows how many years after he's moved from Bournemouth. And, like, does he even get much game time? I don't know whether he is this season. Grealish doesn't look happy. He's telling someone to shut the hell up, shall we say. But saying adult terms for it. If my little boy weren't in the room, I probably would have said it. But I'm not, because I need to learn to curb my language on this channel, especially if monetization is going to come around at some point. We'll have to see. Manchester City have a free kick in dangerous territory. It's level with the edge of the box, but sort of just off to the right. A good ball in here. You could find the head of a Akanji or even Erling Haaland. Jack Grealish is stood over this. Ball played in. It's deep to the back. Ball whipped in again. Turner comes out, punches it away. Arsenal trying to get forward together. Kate says, regarding the tyres. What message did I miss? I said you 100 quid for Prime at Wakey Wines. Not missed it. But yeah, it does come with having a car, I guess, and let's see what happens. Claret Zone, I think I know why. Scroll up a bit. What, the Hyundai one? That one? Is that the comment that you are so wanting me to put on this screen? Because the messages you had before is the one about your uncle living in Manchester, the one about people in Nelson buy their license and not even get it properly or not even have a license. So I have had your comments. Yeah, you mentioned about your uncle's nuts not falling off. It's just I can't put every comment up. Some of them I can't see. They go through fast. Sometimes they don't even show up on here. I've had that happen a few times. So it does happen. It does happen. Like I say, I can't sometimes put every comment up. I try my best. But sometimes it can be difficult, especially with StreamYard. It's a pain in the arse sometimes. Ah. 80 minutes on the clock. 10 more minutes for Arsenal to try and get something back. But it'll be hard because, as I said to you at half time, nobody will want the replay. Nobody will want the replay at all. He's not too bad, Johnny. Well, he is and he isn't. It's a touchy subject at the minute with him because one step forward, two steps back, and things like that. So it's yeah, it's just it's tough. It's tough to talk about. Tough to talk about. It's always one that lowers the tone, Anthony. Always one. But no, I agree. Yeah, we need something bigger for kids anyway. It's like sitting together inside the skin of a raisin. Zinchenko has it out wide. The former Manchester City man, obviously now of Arsenal. Sambi Lokonga has it. Tries to ping a ball over. Finds Oh, it's played back into the centre. And back out wide. Is that Martinelli? I think it is, yeah. Arsenal trying to put some passing move together, but you know, it's something's got to give. Something has to give. Yeah, exactly. From what? From the car? From us? What are you getting at? Henry says if Arsenal go out tonight, then they have to be Prem winners, right? As they are out of the Carabao Cup. It'd go to a replay, I think. I don't think it'd be extra time and pens. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it is. I don't think it's. I think it goes to. I think it stays over 2 legs until the next round, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. We'll see. I guess in 8 minutes time. You know, if there is an equaliser, what would happen? Tomiyasu has it. Odegaard. Zinchenko. Ball over the top. Martinelli. It's gone for a corner. Kyle Walker heads away. Okay, the heating isn't still on. Look. It says 15.5, but it's not. Look, when I press the button, it's on 5. So the heating is off. Yeah, if it is, it'll be a draw at the. It'd be a replay at the Etihad. Eh? At the empty. Yeah, well, it's at the Etihad now, isn't it? Ball played in from the corner. Tried to be played to the front post. Nobody there. Can they have a second stab at it? Martinelli. Intercepted and gone for another Arsenal corner. 84 on the clock. Is there going to be late drama at the... see, you've got me saying Etihad now instead of Etihad. Corner taken quickly. Out for an Arsenal throw-in. Manchester City defending in droves. They know now it's 5 minutes. They are 5 minutes away from the next round. Which means they'll probably draw Burnley in the next one because we can't go a season without drawing Manchester City in the Cup. Although we've got to do our bit against Ipswich yet, so... Martinelli trying to put a run together. Zinchenko. Played back towards the centre circle. Maybe trying to try their look down the right-hand side. Tomiyasu's looking for it. Odegaard. Tomiyasu finally gets it. Lokonga. I think Arsenal need to do something as well. They are creating the space, but they need to be a little bit more reactive. City are trying to push man for man, and ball is played back. Can Odegaard get there? He does. He still manages to get it. Ball played in there. Arsenal with a chance, and Ortega comes out and smothers it well. I'm not sure whether Martinelli would have been offside, but let's have a look. When the ball's played, yeah, he's definitely off. So even if he had beaten Ortega to the ball, it would have been ruled out. Matt Turner has it. Odegaard has it in the middle of the park. Played out wide. Zinchenko. Does he play it to Martinelli and does? Is he going to get the better of Kyle Walker? Nearly does. He does. Can he keep it in? Is he going to pull it back? It's still in there. It's still in there, but Ortega comes out, jumps and dives over it. It's getting closer and closer for Arsenal, but just no cigar at the moment. It could just be a case of it's too little too late for the away side. But like you said, like people have said in the comments earlier, I think it was Henry that said it, that Arsenal will probably be happy, you know, at the fact that they can focus on the Premier League, focus on winning that. Foul by Arsenal on a Man City player, but the referee waves play on. The City still have the ball. Jack Grealish is now back to his feet, so game will still continue. Kanje has it. Yeah, I got them fixed. I got new ones, Henry. I managed to get new glasses in the end, so the glass doesn't keep falling out anymore. I think the next time I get new ones, I'm going to get that anti-glare thing on it, because when I have them like this, look, the camera's in them, so I have to put them sort of up here. If you look at the sides, sort of up there. So from the front, it doesn't look like there's much change, but it takes the glare away. Can I just say, I know there's not been that many people in this stream compared to some of the other watch-alongs or some of the other streams, but I really, really appreciate everybody who's put their comments in, everybody who's dropped a like on this video. I really do appreciate it because, you know, as I've said numerous times, you know, we're all here in the chat having a laugh. We've spoken about cars, transfers, people's nuts being loose, selling bottles of Prime, everything. Everything goes off the scale when we're on this channel, to be fair. Like I said, we will be back. We will be back over the weekend as well. Not tomorrow. I'm going to be at the football. I'm going to be enjoying myself, spending time with the kids and my lovely other half, and making the most of it. Or I could just be waiting for a breakdown cover on the A road somewhere. We will find out what's going to happen. That'd be a match day vlog and all, which is another reason why I'm not going to match day vlog it. I'm just going to enjoy it with my kids. I'll sellotape you into a ball and put you on that back. You can go spinning for 4.5 hours. Manchester City are seeing the ball. 90 minutes on the clock. 4 minutes added on. There were no happening in the first half, were they, Jeff? So we just ended up going on a tangent about, you know, the football soccer debate and things like that. So yeah, it were good. Well, I thought it were and all. Did you say that were a dive? I thought it was. You can get an electric scooter to Ipswich. Yeah, I thought so. Zinchenko has gone into the book for a foul. I'm not entirely sure who the foul was on, but I know he's been picked as the player of the match. Nathan Ake has been given the man of the match. Just showing his goal again. Grealish played a ball through. He's took it first time. Good goal by the Manchester City left back.
Bernardo Silva.
What? Oh, who got fouled?
Yeah.
Man City with a free kick in the Arsenal half, but towards the centre circle, and the Manchester City player has been booked for time wasting. With 2 minutes played of the 4, you would say that it's probably City who are going to get this now and see it through, and their name in the hat for the 5th round. In fact, Bernardo Silva still has it. Can Manchester City carve open another chance?
Yeah, good match. Burnley versus City. Wasn't it?
I think with the way we're playing at the minute, it'd be a good game, yeah.
Company versus Pep.
Jeff says also the chat in the second half good right up to the time the game got interesting. Another great stream, Dan. No, I appreciate it, Jeff. Really, really do. Like I say, I appreciate everybody that's come in and supported us. I know, like I say, not a lot of people have been in, but the people that have been in, you've all been legends, and can't thank you enough. Arsenal players look a little bit pissed off at Paul Tierney, the man officiating today's game. Eddie Nketiah had a chance of taking it down and playing it, and Arsenal had men coming forward, but it was a little bit late on the player there, and we are seconds away from this game ending. Free kick. Oh, ball's gone out of play. Arsenal need to hurry this up now. Oh, that's not bad, Jeff. That's not bad at all, actually. If they're showing you the Leicester game, and obviously being a Leicester fan, you'll be made up with that. Man City have it. Are they going to put this game to bed? Or is that going to be it? Zinchenko. He's fuming. Again, a challenge on Bernardo Silva. Is the referee going to send him off? I'm not sure he is. It's so late in the game. I think he's just going to let this one ride out, I think. But it is a free kick to Manchester City. I think they'll just be happy enough to play it into the corner. In fact, they've just booted it out. And that is it. That is full time. Manchester City get the upper hand over Arsenal. Arsenal are out of the FA Cup in this 4th round, and it's Nathan Ake's goal on the it's not even updated. Why is it not even updated? What a piece of shit. On the 64th minute, Nathan Ake's goal on the 64th minute is all the difference in this one at the Etihad. It has finished Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0, and it got interesting since the goal. That's all I can say. So hopefully some better games this weekend. Hopefully some better games this weekend. In fact, Lewis, just pass us that blue book there, if you can, please. Because I'm just going to check what we went for, Anthony, in this game, what we predicted. Because I'm not sure what we all went for. Well, no one went for a 1-0. No one went for a 1-0. You went for a Desmond, Anthony, so you'll get 0 points for this one. Me and Kate went for a Man City win. I went 2-1, Kate went 3-2, so we'll both get a point for that. But it could all change. Could all change, mate. We will have to see with results this weekend. Jeff says we only get FA Cup live games. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Mixing up you well. Mickey says, thanks, Dan. Really enjoyed it. No, appreciated it, Mick. Appreciated it. Get yourself in the chat a bit more, mate. Get yourself involved. Should be a laugh. Rich, who's a Toon fan, says, much prefer to watch any game with a YouTube commentary. Great work. No, I appreciate that, Rich. Really, really do. Thank you so much as well. I know it was a shit game, to be fair. I'm looking forward to bringing you some better ones very soon over the coming days. And yeah, Anthony did say 2-2. Jeff says there, thanks, Dan, and have a safe journey to Ipswich. Got everything crossed. I might even have to tie my nuts into a knot and hope for the best. But good luck to Burnley, he says, and yeah, fingers crossed we can get a result there, which should be all good. But yes, please do join us. We are going to be covering some more of the FA Cup games. As I said to you, join us on Sunday. On Sunday, we will be back at 1:15. We will be going live with a live watch-along of Brighton against Liverpool. Then at 4:15 or 4:30, I think, maybe, we are going to be covering Wrexham against Sheffield United. And on Monday night, we will be bringing you League One Derby County against Premier League West Ham United. So there will be some very good games to bring you, as well as, well, this one that only decided to bring us some suspense towards the end of the second half. Non-stop football says you'll never walk alone. Join us. Get yourselves involved. Get in and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Anthony says, thanks, Dan. Come on, Ipswich. Rich, tell the armchair bastard to get involved. It's a fact here. Bristol City and Burnley stayed in the FA Cup longer than Arsenal in 2023. They both kick off 19 hours later. But oh, Henry's out with the sister, so can't watch Leicester play. Urgh. I'm sure you'll be able to keep up to date with it. I'm sure you will. But no, thanks everybody. I'm going to call it a night here with that one. Not much to say on that game. It was an absolute shit show until the goal. But no, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. As I say, it's been a bit of a long slog. But thank you so much to everybody for the love and support. Swearing naughty. Yes, it is. And Anthony just says Rich with a middle finger. See? It's not just me. Everyone's at it. Don't just pick on me. Anyway, before you come down and give me a beating, I'm going to go. So take care, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Whatever games you're going to, whatever football you're watching. And remember to join us in the afternoon come Sunday when we will be back. Until then, take care, enjoy, and see you all soon.